Howdy folks, it's Matthew, your friendly neighborhood technician. We are working on the infamous Ford 5.7 liter Triton engine, 2004-2005, worst design model Ford ever had. One of the reasons are the spark plugs and the way they set them up. Now this vehicle came to me with no check engine light. Somebody else, I believe, had cleared the code out. It had a P0303 code. A specific misfire code for cylinder 3. A lot of times that means that the coils are probably going to be out. However, you still want to run your diagnostics. There's a bunch of different reasons why a cylinder could be misfiring or any reason like that. So today we did some visual inspections and found that cylinder number 3 is a dead cylinder. It is misfiring. It is time to change both spark plugs and coils. Now, this one does have a bad coil, and it is cylinder number 3, but honestly, due to the way these spark plugs are set up, if you're going to change the spark plugs, you might as well spend the extra money and change the coils. Reason being, the only spark plugs you can get to that are halfway even easy are up front here, and even then, you still got to unplug stuff and do a bunch of stuff like that. So the proper way to get these spark plugs out, and I'll make a video to show it, is to remove pretty much everything that you see up here. Get rid of your computer so you can get back in there. Get rid of your air breather and cleaner and all that stuff. Get rid of your power steering pump reservoir. Just push that aside. And a lot of these electrical connections and stuff you're going to need to get out of the way. So if you're already going to be in there, you might as well change your coils. Now, it is not uncommon for the coils and spark plugs to need to be changed at around 100,000 miles. That is how Ford set it up. Unfortunately, the spark plug that sits inside of the cylinder on this engine doesn't look anything like this. It's elongated, and it has a very long sleeve that fits over it. It's all put together, and then it screws into the cylinder. What happens is that sleeve gets carbon buildup in between it and the cylinder, and that carbon hardens and it rust locks, so to speak, that spark plug in there. So when you go to remove it and turn it, you end up twisting the top of the spark plug off, leaving the threads in there and everything else. And now you've got a big uh-oh. Ford has special tools to fix it, rethread it. Most people just replace the cylinder head. It takes a simple job and turns it into just a gigantic mess. Now, I have a method for removing these spark plugs, and it's very long, it's very tedious. I don't just pour a bunch of stuff in there and soak it overnight. I'm going to tell you why. I use 2 chemicals, and together they become extremely volatile, and you don't want that inside of the cylinder. So the proper mixture of chemicals, the proper measurement, and the proper time allowed will allow those chemicals to do its work that it needs to do, but at the same time evaporate off so you're not dumping a bunch of stuff inside of your cylinder there. And so right now, I'm pretty sure these plugs are going to be stuck. I've yet to actually get one to move, and that's the most scariest part, because the whole key to my method is to get it to turn just enough. And if you can understand measurements that are, I'm talking literally measurements on the molecular level. We're talking about molecules and working with molecules. We need to get rid of molecules. We need to break some molecules. And literally, we will build up from the molecular level on. So we're talking a fraction of a movement until we feel or hear a noise. And once we feel or hear that noise, we know that we've at least cracked that carbon buildup. And now we'll put the proper mixture of chemicals in there, let it do its work, evaporate out. If we have to, guess what? We'll do it again. And then we'll put another proper mixture of chemicals in there, and we'll do it again. And if it takes us 4 or 5 hours to do one plug, then it takes us 4 or 5 hours to do one plug. You know what that saves? That saves $500 for a tool to spend another day rethreading everything. So yeah, so we're gonna check this first plug, and other than that, I don't know how to explain this. There is no book information or factory information. This is how I was shown to do it to avoid a headache, and so here we go. Okay. Okay, so you hear that click? Hold on. You hear that click? You hear that click? Hear that click? Like I said, folks, I hope you don't think I'm bragging, but this is where the master status comes in. This is where the art comes in, because I can't really explain to you exactly how to do this. There's a click. There's a click. Okay, so that's that carbon breaking up inside of there. This one okay. Sorry if I'm not talking right now. I'm hyper focusing. Oh, got a little brave there. All right. We may be there. Just one break at a time. Okay, see? Alright folks, let's go grab. So this job's gonna take a while, okay? Because right now that looks like that's as easy as it's gonna get. I'll grab something to grab that spark plug with. And what I'm gonna need to do first is I'm gonna need to get all of this out of the way. because I'm gonna have to do that back there, and that's gonna be real fun. Let's see what a spark plug looks like. There you go, folks. Now for me, I think I do get bragging rights. I have removed yet another Triton spark plug. You see the carbon buildup? See, that's just crud. That's nasty, that's crud. And that's what breaks off, is that right there. Bam, that breaks right off. But using that method, and when I get down into it and I get the chemicals I need, see, once you break that and open that up a little bit, the chemicals will work its way down the threads, and it'll get down in here and it'll break some of this up, making this job 1,000 times easier and a lot less risky. All right, everybody, well, thank you for joining me and watching. Please like, subscribe, share the knowledge. Give me a holler if you have any questions. I'm gonna go to work for these people.